Good morning. This is Jason Selvog with the Stearns County Soil and Water Conservation District with your conservation report. Well, with all this recent snowfall, the Minnesota snowmobilers are able to get out and enjoy the vast trail network. There are over 22,000 miles of groomed trails and over 21,000 miles are maintained by the local snowmobile clubs. A significant portion of the snowmobile trails are on private property. Access to these trails are dependent on the landowner's generosity and support of organized snowmobiling. When riders go off the marked trail, they dramatically increase the possibility of landowners restricting or even denying access. So please stay on the trail so we can keep them open. Here's a short message from your DNR about snowmobiling in Minnesota.
Trespassing, illegal operation on the roads, and noise are the most frequent complaints about snowmobiles. This is DNR Conservation Officer Leland Owens. I want you to join me in being a safe and responsible snowmobile driver. Make sure you always ride in a legal manner. For a copy of the snowmobile laws, call 1-888-MINN-DNR or go to mndnr.gov. Ride safe and ride smart, always.
One thing I'd like to add to that report is for snowmobilers to please stay on the trails, especially when you have private landowners that have trees and shrubs planted adjacent to that trail. I get a phone call about this probably once a year. Snowmobiler went off the trail, ran over a bunch of trees that were planted and killed them or broke them off. So if you can please stay on the trail. Think about that landowner. They put a lot of time and effort into doing those tree plantings, and they like to keep them alive, and there's a reason that trail is marked. For those landowners that do have trees planted adjacent to a trail, we do have trees planted, keep off signs available. They're 12 by 18 heavy gauge aluminum yellow sign with black lettering. We have those for sale at the Stearns County Soil and Water Conservation District. And you can look at that sign at www.stearnscountyswcd.net. You can go to the tree sales section, and on the bottom of that section is the sign that is for sale there. Again, that's www.stearnscountyswcd.net. Last week I was flipping through the channels and came across a program about the state of Minnesota. It was called Minnesota, A History of the Land, and I found it really interesting. This four-part series encompasses 1,600 years of Minnesota's fascinating early history. The series brings to life the story of people and the landscapes of Minnesota, from the retreat of the last glaciers to the growth of today's suburbs. The series entertains you as much as educates you on an understanding of Minnesota's past, present, and future.
Near the center of the North American continent sits a gathering place of sorts, an ecological crossroads, where the wooded hills of the east meet the towering northern forests at the edge of the great western plains, where ancient glaciers left behind a land of sparkling lakes, laced with easily traveled waterways, a place that's drawn people for thousands of years to find a better life, to seek their fortune. But this story isn't just about the landscape or the riches it holds. It's how people made changes in the land that shape our choices today. It's a tale of unsung heroes, the rich and powerful, and everyday people. It's filled with priceless beauty, incalculable loss, and hope for the future. It's an epic story, thousands of years in the making. Minnesota, a history of the land.
So, if you're interested in our state and want to know more about its history, check out this well-done documentary. I promise you will learn something that you didn't know. Finally, I want to talk about the 40th annual Stearns County Pheasants Forever banquet that's coming up. The Stearns County Pheasants Forever chapter knows how important their annual banquet is at accomplishing their goal of increasing wildlife habitat. This year's banquet will be held Saturday, March 4th, at the Holiday Inn in St. Cloud. The doors will open at 5 p.m. with dinner and prizes starting about 7. To get your tickets, go to www.stearnspf.org and click on the Banquets tab and then Buy Tickets Now tab. Cost is $70, which will include a 1-year membership to the Pheasants Forever and the banquet dinner. Bring a guest for only an additional $35, and ring neck memberships, which are kids up to 17 years of age, are only $30. Last year, approximately 375 people attended the annual banquet. The annual banquet is the chapter's largest fundraiser and most important revenue source. The banquet festivities include live auctions, silent auctions, and a variety of different types of raffles. Some of this year's prizes do include a Rambo fat tire bike, an e-bike, a Henry Big Boy 44 Magnum PF Edition rifle, Stoeger Pheasants Forever M3020 20-gauge shotgun, several PF Edition Henry Golden Boys. I think there's 14 of them. Custom-made cornhole boards with a pheasants theme, a 14.5-inch crappie replica on driftwood, the always popular lab puppy that will be auctioned off from Zemer Labs, a PF Kimber stainless steel 45 ACP, sound gear instant fit electronic hearing protection, food plot seed, several meat raffles, compound bow, and more. I mean, I can't go through the whole list, but if you've been to the banquet before, you know that there's a lot of prizes. The banquet's a fun way to spend an evening sharing hunting stories, eating an excellent meal, and raising money for a local conservation organization. Since 1983, the Stearns County chapter has raised over $8 million for conservation and wildlife habitat projects. That's one of only a handful in the nation that can say that. It's pretty cool to be part of that organization and see what they do with their funds. The money raised locally is used on local conservation projects. The Stearns County has helped leverage state and federal funds to acquire 39 public hunting areas encompassing over 5,600 acres. These public lands are now part of the federal waterfowl protection areas or the state's wildlife management areas as part of their public outdoor recreation system. The Stearns chapter also is very involved with their outdoor youth education, youth trap leagues, pollinator habitat restoration, and the promotion of the Farm Bill programs such as CRP. If you're interested in protecting, restoring, and enhancing wildlife habitat in Stearns County, we hope that we see you at the Pheasants Forever annual banquet. If you want more information about the banquet, look at the website. That's www.stearnspf.org, or you can check out the Stearns County Pheasants Forever Facebook page. This has been Jason Selvog with the Stearns County Soil and Water Conservation District with your conservation report. Have a great day.